It's sticker shock for soda lovers in Philadelphia because the largest soda tax in U.S. history is now in effect, and just in time for those summertime cold beverages we all love. You want that gallon of sweetened tea or that bottle of Coca-Cola? Prepare to pay up. The cost of the tax is 1.5 cents per ounce for distributors, and as you might guess, it's now being passed on to the consumers. Joining me now with her take on this is Julie Gunlock, author of From Cupcakes to Chemicals, and she also happens to be the policy director at Independent Women's Forum. Julie, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you. You also direct the organization's Culture of Alarmism project.
That's right.
Now more than ever, it seems to really apply. Let's talk about why Republicans specifically really have a problem with applying this tax to this product.
Well, look, this is it does resonate with voters. I think some people say, hey, what's the problem? You know, we're taxing sugary drinks. We really want to reduce obesity. But the truth is, these taxes do nothing to help the problem. And in fact, they really harm the poorest people in the city. So there are some real there's a backlash and I think unintended consequences for these kinds of taxes that might be, I think there's some good intentions behind some of these measures. They want, you know, Mayor Kenney may want to reduce obesity, but again, we need to look at the effectiveness of these programs, and they really don't do anything to make anyone healthier.
Well, not only that, I think the mayor came out and said that he wants to use this for, Mayor Kenney said he wants to use it for universal pre-K, city parks, civic spaces. You're telling me they're just going to reappropriate this new funds?
That's
they don't
right.
have it? Right. What is this budget dust?
Well, exactly. That's such a good point. Look, I think that politicians now are running out of money. They want to continue to keep revenues up, and so they're getting creative. And soda taxes is a way to say, hey, I really care about these important issues, so we're gonna tax soda. The truth is, though, that these funds that are raised don't go to anti-obesity efforts. They don't go to building public parks or bike paths. They go to infrastructure projects. They might be worthy projects, but they really have nothing to do with obesity.
Right. That's not the point. Right. Is the projects they want to? They're the tax and spend crowd, and
right.
That's the problem.
Right.
People, even Democrats, have with this. Is it's
right.
going? You know, you're infringing on. You know, is this a sin tax, really? Is it? One of the things that's important to point out, though, is a Harvard study came out and said that, you know, children now, the top calorie source for teens' diets are sugary drinks. It beats out pizza.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at that, but then you look at sort of what I refer to as, you know, an extension of urban blight. In a lot of these poor communities, your corner store is where you get your food. You grab your
Sure.
Fritos, your Pop, and you go to school. They're not going to Whole Foods and buying Coca-Cola.
That's true. That's true. And actually, you're right. That when you look at they call them the super consumers of sodas, it is mainly boys between the ages of 16 to 24.
Every one of my nephews.
Now, if you also look at what obese people, so ostensibly this is what the bill is directed to help obese people not drink sugary
sodas. And the health bill on the public
right.
purse.
Well, they don't actually drink sugar-filled sodas. Generally, they choose diet drinks because they keep their calories for food. Sadly, this bill covers diet drinks. So even people on diets who find that having the occasional diet soda is a treat, it helps curb their appetites for sugary items, they are also taxed. I think that's a terrible policy.
Well, some of the Republicans in Philadelphia, of which there are not many, they're trying to do a march on February 11th. I don't know how many people they're going to, but hey, they're trying.
Right.
They said that this can get connected with an anti-jobs agenda.
Yes.
What's the argument for that?
Well, look, these taxes really will cost. There was a new study from Mexico where there's been a soda tax, a pretty large soda tax imposed for the past year. 30,000 businesses, small businesses, closed because of the Mexican soda tax. There are many people out of work because of that soda tax. So I think we need to remember these taxes might be well-intentioned. They might want people to stop drinking high-sugar sodas to reduce obesity. But there is a cost, and that is often jobs. And so we need to ask, what's better for people, having a job or, again, imposing these policies that actually don't reduce obesity levels at all?
Well, it's not only that, but as a consumer with buying power, you know, you ostensibly act as an adult, make your decisions.
That's exactly
These are
right.
decisions
That's
that
exactly
you're making.
right.
You already pay a tax on it anyway. But here's the thing. The tax is on the distributors. They're passing it on. These are multi-billion-dollar companies. Do they really need to do that?
Well, look, you know, I understand the frustration with that, but, you know, this shouldn't be borne by these companies. Again, these are companies that are providing a totally legal substance out there.
It's legal.
And now they're being taxed. And again, I really don't think that we should punish businesses or consumers for a revenue. It's clearly a revenue raisers for politicians who are incapable of cutting budgets or setting priorities for funding coming in.
What about the alcohol taxes and cigarette taxes? I know smokers who have quit because a pack of cigarettes in New York City is way past $10.
Well, this is an interesting question. I think anybody who follows these issues, it's, you know, we might agree that a cigarette tax is totally worthy. We might agree that taxes on certain products, but where does it end? Where does it end? The slippery slope. I mean, why doesn't the mayor tax some sandwiches that are pretty popular there in Philly and have a lot of calories? So I mean, you need to ask yourself.
You mean like Philly cheesesteaks?
I do mean Philly cheesesteaks.
You know that's never going to happen. Interesting though about the freedoms to make your choices and what the government says you need to pay extra for.
Yes.
Thanks for your input. Julie Gunlock, the author of From Cupcakes to Chemicals and policy director at the Independent Women's Forum. Thank you.
Thank you.